Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a cycle of negativity, stress, or low energy? Like no matter how hard you try, something always holds you back. The truth is, sometimes we're our own worst enemies. We unknowingly fall into habits that drain our energy, harm our mental health, and hold us back from living our best lives. In this video, we'll explore 10 self-destructive habits that weaken you and how to break free from them. These habits might seem small, but over time they can have a huge impact on your happiness, health, and success. Habit 1: overthinking. There is a famous Chinese quote that says, "Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace." Overthinking is like a broken record in your mind. It's when you replay the same thoughts over and over, worrying about the past or stressing about the future. For example, you might lie awake at night thinking, "Did I say something wrong today?" Or, "What if I fail tomorrow?" Overthinking doesn't solve problems. It just makes you feel more anxious and exhausted. A study published in the journal Psychological Science found that overthinking is linked to increased stress, anxiety, and depression. It can also impair problem-solving abilities and decision-making, as the brain gets stuck in a loop of negative thoughts. Additionally, overthinking has been associated with physical health issues like weakened immune function, high blood pressure, and sleep disturbances. For example, a 2013 study in behavior research and therapy highlighted that rumination prolongs emotional distress and makes it harder to recover from negative experiences. In short, overthinking doesn't just waste time, it harms your overall well-being. So how to break it? Practice the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. This is a simple yet powerful mindfulness exercise to bring your focus back to the present moment. Here's how it works. Think about the 5 things you can see. Look around and name 5 objects. For example, I see my desk, a pen, a plant, a book, and a lamp. Then look for the 4 things you can touch. Notice the texture of things around you. I feel the softness of my sweater, the smoothness of my phone, the coolness of the table, and the warmth of my coffee mug. Now see 3 things you can hear. Tune into sounds nearby. I hear the hum of the fan, birds chirping outside, and the sound of my breath. Then find 2 things you can smell. Identify scents in your environment. I smell the fresh air from the window and the aroma of my tea. Finally, you need 1 thing you can taste. Focus on your mouth. I can still taste the mint from my toothpaste. This technique works because it shifts your attention away from your thoughts and into your senses, grounding you in the present moment. It's especially helpful during moments of intense overthinking or anxiety. You may also want to read some good books. One that is also a favorite of mine is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book is a game changer for overthinkers. It teaches you how to stop dwelling on the past or worrying about the future and instead focus on living in the present moment. Tolle explains that most of our suffering comes from over-identifying with our thoughts. By practicing mindfulness and presence, you can free yourself from the grip of overthinking. Now let's move towards the next habit. Habit 2: comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Theodore Roosevelt. Comparing yourself to others is like looking at someone else's highlight reel while ignoring your own progress. It's easy to scroll through social media and feel like everyone else has a better life, but this habit can make you feel insecure, jealous, and unhappy. A study published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology found that excessive social media use and comparison are linked to higher levels of depression and anxiety. When you constantly measure yourself against others, you focus on what you lack instead of appreciating what you have. So how to break it? The most fundamental step you can take is limiting your time on social media, as social media is often a breeding ground for comparison. Set a daily time limit for social media use, like 30 minutes, 1 hour, or even 2 hours. But once you set a limit, respect it and always stick to it. Use apps like Screen Time or Digital Well-being to track and restrict your usage. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Instead, follow accounts that inspire and uplift you, such as those focused on personal growth, positivity, or hobbies you enjoy. Also remember, instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own progress. Write down your goals and break them into small, achievable steps. For example, if you want to get fit, start with a 10-minute daily walk instead of comparing yourself to someone who runs marathons. Celebrate your wins no matter how small. Did you finish a book? Cook a healthy meal? Acknowledge and reward yourself for these achievements. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. Try this. Every night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be as simple as, I'm grateful for my morning coffee, or I'm grateful for my friend's support. Over time, this practice trains your brain to notice the good in your life, reducing the urge to compare. Habit 3. Neglecting self-care. As the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. Neglecting self-care is like running a car without ever refueling it. Eventually, it will break down. When you skip sleep, eat poorly, or ignore your mental health, you're setting yourself up for burnout, low energy, and even illness. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that chronic stress from neglecting self-care can lead to serious health issues like heart disease, weakened immunity, and mental health disorders. So how to break it? Prioritize sleep. Sleep is the foundation of self-care. Create a bedtime routine. For example, turn off screens an hour before bed, read a book, or practice deep breathing. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. If you struggle with insomnia, try apps like Calm or Headspace for guided sleep meditations. What you eat directly affects how you feel. Focus on whole foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Avoid processed foods and sugary snacks that can make you feel sluggish. Stay hydrated. Keep a water bottle with you and aim to drink at least 8 glasses a day. Move your body regularly. Exercise doesn't have to be intense to be effective. A 20-minute walk in nature. Studies show that walking reduces stress and boosts mood. Practicing a hobby you love, like painting, gardening, or playing an instrument. Habit 4. Seeking perfection. As Voltaire once said, perfect is the enemy of good. Seeking perfection is like chasing a mirage. It's impossible, and it will only leave you frustrated. Perfectionism can lead to procrastination, fear of failure, and burnout. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that perfectionists are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. They also have a harder time completing tasks because they're so focused on getting everything just right. So how to break it? Set realistic goals. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Break big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you're writing a book, focus on writing 1 chapter at a time instead of trying to perfect the entire manuscript. Celebrate small wins. Did you finish a draft? That's a win. Did you learn something new? Another win. Embrace failure as a teacher. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. For example, Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." When you make a mistake, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a friend. For example, instead of saying, "I'm such a failure," say, "I'm doing my best, and that's enough." Remind yourself that no one is perfect, and that's okay. Habit 5. People-pleasing. There's a saying that goes, you can't please everyone, you're not pizza. People-pleasing is when you constantly say yes to others, even when you really want to say no. It might make you feel liked in the moment, but over time it leaves you feeling drained, resentful, and disconnected from your own needs. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who struggle with people-pleasing often experience higher levels of stress, anxiety, and burnout. They also tend to have lower self-esteem because they're always prioritizing others over themselves. So how do you break this habit? First, practice saying no. Start with small things like declining an invitation you don't want to attend. For example, if a friend asks you to go out but you're exhausted, it's okay to say, "I'd love to, but I need some time to recharge tonight." Remember, saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you honest. Next, set clear boundaries. Let people know what you're comfortable with. For example, if you need time alone, say, "I need some quiet time to recharge." If someone asks for a favor that's too much, say, I can't help with that right now, but I can suggest someone who might be able to. Boundaries aren't about pushing people away. They're about protecting your energy and well-being. Another important step is to focus on your values. Ask yourself, does saying yes align with my priorities? If not, it's okay to decline. For example, if you value spending time with your family, but a coworker asks you to stay late at work, it's okay to say, I have a prior commitment, but I can help tomorrow. If you're looking for a great resource on setting boundaries, I recommend reading Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. This book is a practical guide to setting healthy boundaries in all areas of life, from work to relationships. Habit 6. Procrastination. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb. Procrastination is like a thief. It steals your time, energy, and opportunities. When you put things off, you create unnecessary stress and miss out on chances to grow. Whether it's a work project or a personal goal, delaying action only makes things harder. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that procrastination is linked to higher levels of stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues like headaches and insomnia. It's not just about laziness, it's often about fear of failure, perfectionism, or feeling overwhelmed. So how do you break this habit? First, use the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. For example, reply to an email, tidy up your desk, or make that quick phone call. This rule helps you tackle small tasks immediately, so they don't pile up and become overwhelming. Next, break tasks into smaller steps. If a task feels too big or intimidating, break it down into smaller, manageable parts. For example, instead of thinking, I need to clean the entire house, start with, I'll clean the kitchen counter. Once you complete that small step, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment that motivates you to keep going. Another helpful strategy is to set deadlines. Even if there's no official deadline, give yourself one. For example, say, I'll finish this report by 3 p.m. today. Deadlines create a sense of urgency and help you stay focused. It's also important to eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone, use apps like Forest or Focus at will to stay on track, and create a dedicated workspace. If you're working on a big project, try the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This keeps your mind fresh and focused. Habit 7. Negative self-talk. There's a powerful quote by Buddha that says, what you think, you become. Negative self-talk is like having a bully in your head. It's that voice that says things like, you're not good enough, you'll never succeed, or why even try? This habit can crush your confidence, drain your motivation, and hold you back from reaching your full potential. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that negative self-talk is linked to higher levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. It can also affect your physical health, leading to issues like fatigue, headaches, and even a weakened immune system. So how do you break this habit? First, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a friend. For example, if you make a mistake, instead of saying, I'm such a failure, say, I'm human and it's okay to make mistakes. I'll learn from this and do better next time. Self-compassion helps you silence that inner critic and replace it with a more supportive voice. Next, challenge your negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something like, I'll never be good at this, ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Often these thoughts are exaggerated or completely untrue. Replace them with more realistic and positive affirmations, like, I'm capable and I'm improving every day. Another effective strategy is to write down your strengths and achievements. Keep a journal where you list things you're proud of, no matter how small. For example, I finished a project at work, I helped a friend today, or I cooked a healthy meal. This practice helps you focus on your positive qualities and builds your self-esteem. If you're looking for a great resource on overcoming negative self-talk, I recommend reading Self-Compassion by Dr. Kristin Neff. This book teaches you how to be kinder to yourself and break free from the cycle of self-criticism. Habit 8. Holding on to grudges. Holding on to grudges is like carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders. It doesn't hurt the other person, it only hurts you. When you hold on to anger or resentment, you keep yourself stuck in the past, which prevents you from moving forward and finding peace. Research from the Journal of Behavioral Medicine shows that holding on to grudges can lead to higher levels of stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues like high blood pressure and heart disease. It's a toxic habit that drains your energy and robs you of joy. So how do you break this habit? First, practice forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what happened or excusing someone's behavior. It means letting go of the anger and resentment so you can free yourself from the negativity. For example, if someone hurt you, try saying to yourself, "What they did was wrong, but I choose to let go of this pain for my own peace." Next, focus on the present. Ask yourself, is holding on to this grudge helping me or hurting me? Often you'll realize that it's only causing you more pain. Instead of dwelling on the past, focus on what you can do today to improve your life. Another helpful strategy is to write a letter to the person you're angry with. You don't have to send it, just write down your feelings and everything you wish you could say. Once you're done, tear it up or burn it as a symbolic way of letting go. If you're looking for a great resource on forgiveness, I recommend reading The Book of Forgiving by Desmond Tutu and Mfo Tutu. This book offers a powerful 4-step process for letting go of anger and finding peace. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could have been any different. Oprah Winfrey. Habit 9, avoiding problems. Avoiding problems might feel easier in the short term, but it only makes things worse in the long run. Whether it's a financial issue, a health concern, or a relationship problem, ignoring it won't make it go away. In fact, it often leads to more stress, anxiety, and even bigger problems down the road. Research from the Journal of Clinical Psychology shows that avoidance behavior is linked to higher levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. It also prevents you from developing the skills and resilience needed to handle life's challenges. So how do you break this habit? First, face problems head-on. Instead of ignoring them, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the first step I can take to address this? For example, if you're struggling with debt, start by creating a budget or speaking to a financial advisor. Taking that first step, no matter how small, can give you a sense of control and momentum. Next, break problems into smaller, manageable steps. If a problem feels overwhelming, break it down into smaller parts. For example, if you're dealing with a health issue, start by scheduling a doctor's appointment instead of worrying about the entire treatment process. Once you've taken that first step, move on to the next one. Another helpful strategy is to ask for help. You don't have to solve everything on your own. Reach out to friends, family, or professionals who can offer support and guidance. For example, if you're struggling with a relationship issue, consider seeing a therapist or counselor who can help you navigate the situation. If you're looking for a great resource on problem solving, I recommend reading The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. This book teaches you how to turn challenges into opportunities and develop a mindset of resilience. Habit 10, living on autopilot. There's a quote by Lao Tzu that says, "If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present." Living on autopilot means going through the motions of life without really being present or intentional. It's when you feel like you're just surviving, not thriving. You might feel stuck, bored, or unfulfilled, as if life is passing you by. Research from the Journal of Positive Psychology shows that people who live mindfully, fully engaged in the present moment, report higher levels of happiness, satisfaction, and overall well-being. On the other hand, living on autopilot can lead to feelings of emptiness and disconnection. So how do you break this habit? First, set meaningful goals. Ask yourself, what do I really want in life? Write down your goals and break them into small, actionable steps. For example, if you want to travel more, start by saving a small amount of money each month or researching destinations. Having a clear sense of purpose can help you feel more engaged and motivated. Next, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, without judgment. Start by paying attention to your surroundings. For example, when you're eating, notice the taste, texture and aroma of your food. When you're walking, feel the ground beneath your feet and the air on your skin. Even a few minutes of mindfulness each day can help you feel more connected to the present moment. Another helpful strategy is to practice gratitude. Take time each day to appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small. For example, write down 3 things you're grateful for every night. This practice shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, helping you feel more content and present. Breaking self-destructive habits isn't easy, but it's worth it. Every small change you make can have a big impact on your happiness and well-being. Start by picking one habit to work on. Be patient with yourself. Change takes time. And remember, you're not alone. We all have habits we'd like to break, and it's never too late to start. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on living a happier, healthier life. Thanks for watching, and remember, you have the power to change your habits and change your life. See you in the next video.